Hi, esteemed Oracle partners. My name is Huang. I'm part of the product management team here at Oracle. I look after mobile, bot, and AI product management for the Oracle Cloud Platform. Today I'm going to talk about Oracle Mobile and ChatBot Platform and the new multi-channel capabilities and multi-channel cloud platform that's in the product today. Today I'm going to talk about four things: a product overview, I'm going to talk about competitive and differentiations, customer examples, and resources. In the product overview, I'm also going to go through a number of demos that I'm going to share with you. The last 10 years has been what's called a app or mobile era. So it's basically started with the iPhone, and the app ecosystem had grown. However, now we're entering a post-app era because there are new platform and capabilities that are emerging. Chatbot and messaging becomes the platform of choice, and apps are moving to the cloud. The virtual personal assistants are also taking over the common application task and interactions. There are also new immersive technologies around augmented reality and virtual reality that's bringing the physical and digital world together. And also there are new problems of scale for all these little IoT devices that we need to solve to collect information and also do one-off interactions. And another thing that has emerged, a trend, is a trend that everything, all the applications, all the technologies are evolving around the user, and what we call delivering ambient user experiences. So in other words, being able to deliver contextual application and services to deliver personalized information to each of the task and the behavior, and also be able to access to these dynamic device, what we call device mesh, the combination of mobile devices, wearables, voice assistants, and so forth. We're really now emerging a new world where conversational interfaces is going to replace the most common interfaces in computer and connected devices, right? With the emerging messaging application and new platforms, conversation AI first is now the most important initiative that we're seeing and emerging in enterprises in our customer base today. And with that in mind, what we have done is we have delivered a new set of capabilities into the Oracle Mobile Cloud. Oracle Mobile Cloud, as most of you know, has mobile core capabilities and mobile backend as a service capabilities. We have added intelligent bot capabilities. We added customer analytics capabilities. And also there's, of course, client development tools. So today, that's going to be the focus of our discussion, is going to be on the Oracle Mobile Cloud as a multi-channel cloud. So now let's look at the multi-channel capabilities within the Oracle Cloud. The first thing that we deliver from a mobile app perspective is a set of mobile application development tools, as well as we support third-party application development tools, and we support that through a set of client SDKs and APIs. And backing that up is a set of mobile services that delivers and support push notifications, data synchronizations, location-based services. These are critical services because mobile application needs these back-end services to deliver push notification, synchronization, these capabilities that makes mobile application unique. The other service that we provide relating to mobile is mobile application integration, the ability of taking the back-end application services and data, which tend to be very complex and not optimized for mobile consumption, and deliver that to mobile. So there's a set of mobile API catalog services and API shaping of taking the complex APIs and simplifying it and deliver that to mobile application. We also deliver a set of connectors that connects to Oracle SaaS applications and Oracle legacy applications out of the box. To that, we recently added Oracle Intelligent Bot, a conversational AI platform, which I'll dive into in a lot more detail shortly. And the third part is a mobile and bot insight. So basically, this gives you the capability of looking across different channels, across mobile application and also bots, to see how users actually using the application. Is the bot behaving? Is it able to answering most of the questions? What are the most common unresolved questions that user may be asking through the bot? And together, it delivers multi-channel capabilities for our customer. And this is a platform that you can leverage as a partner to build these multi-channel solutions to your customers. Let me just quickly go through more details on the mobile services. So first of all, on the left side of the screen, you will see a set of development tools that we provide out of the box. We provide Oracle JavaScript Extension Toolkit for JavaScript developers to build hybrid applications. We support native applications through client SDKs that we ship out of the box that makes integrating with iOS and Android or Microsoft applications very easy. We also support third-party development, hybrid development tools such as Node, such as React, and Ionic, and so forth. Backing that up and helping the mobile developer to develop these mobile applications, we deliver a set of mobile application catalog or API catalogs that allows mobile developers to very quickly discover services and API that can be consumed by the mobile application. We also have a number of built-in APIs such as offline sync, user management, notification, storage, that helps you to deliver mobile applications that supports offline sync, two-way sync, offline data storage for offline capable mobile applications, notifications so that user can receive notifications on their mobile devices with coming from the back end, and also supporting SMS channels. We also, from an application integration standpoint, we support a number of connectors that out of the box that connects to either third-party services such as mapping services, social networks, or Oracle Cloud applications, SaaS applications, or on-premise application, or even custom application with third-party applications. These applications tend to have very complex APIs. So what we do is we deliver a Node.js engine, which means that you can leverage all the Node modules, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Node modules in the platform to shape these APIs and to deliver new services and data to your mobile application. And together with analytics capabilities, you will be able to see how user is using the application, what the API performance is like, and also with continuous development and lifecycle management, we'll be able to manage the versions of the mobile application code. Together, it's the most comprehensive and complete mobile application development platform on the market today. And a quick roadmap on the mobile services. So recently, we deliver a few key capabilities. We deliver Visual Builder capabilities that allows you to build application with virtually no code. We deliver Instant App that allows you to build very quick mini apps within mobile apps and also within ChatBot, as well as customer experience analytics that allows you to do advanced analytics capabilities such as funnel chart, segmentation analysis, and so forth for how your mobile application user are using the system. Over the next 3 months, we're going to deliver crash analytics. So you can analyze, okay, if a mobile application crash, what are the causes, what are the common issues, and what are the resolutions, as well as support for rich notification through notification template. And over the next 6 months, where we're really focused on is to look at the new wave or new trend around augmented reality and virtual reality to create an immersive interfaces through an augmented reality platform that we're integrating into our mobile services that will allow you to very quickly, for example, train an engine to be able to recognize an object and superimpose metadata on top of that object. Lastly, we're going to do integration with WebRTC, which is our live experiences product that delivers top-of-the-line customer support and interaction with mobile applications. All right, now let's next look at Oracle Intelligent Bots. Now, to best explain Oracle Intelligent Bot or how ChatBot works, let me first go through a few demos or ChatBot demos through Facebook Messenger. Okay, great. Let's look at the first ChatBot demo. It's actually a banking bot. So the banking bot, its functionality is to help user finding transactions and check their balance, so forth. So let's see how ChatBot works using this as an example. So one of the first things that I can ask the bot is, what is my balance? And it's able to come back, think about it a little bit, and ask me which account do I want my balance for, so I say checking. Easy enough. Now, another way to ask the question is, well, if ahead of time I already know I want to find out about my checking account balance, I can simply say, the user may just say, what is my balance in checking? Okay, and then this time is skip through the selection and then directly go and answer the question and get my balance for the checking account. Now, the reason that this is working is through a process we call entity and intent resolution and entity extraction. So the first thing is that we recognize, okay, you want to find out what the balances are. That's what you intend to do, right? And then the second part is we start to take part of the sentence and say, what is my balance in checking? And we're able to see checking is the account information, and we'll automatically jump into reply. Now, as you know, there are millions of ways to asking a question. I can simply ask the question in a different way. How much money do I have? And it's able to recognize correctly, I want to find my balance. Again, I click on checking, return my checking balance. So there's a number of ways that you can train the bot to recognize different sentences. And shortly, I'm going to show you what the training process looks like. But from a natural language processing perspective, how it works, you can basically ask the same question in a different way, and it will be able to understand. So let's try a different transaction. So I can also say, pay my mom. And this time it's able to recognize I want to do a transaction, a money transaction, and it asks me from which account do I want to make the payment from. So I say checking. What is the payment amount? At this point, I can actually go off script a little bit and say, well, in a real life situation, maybe I don't remember. So how much money do I have in checking? So I would say, what is my balance? And it's able to recognize in midstream that I switched to a different question. So this is one of the key differentiator for our bot platform, is that our conversation is not linear. You can handle these different cases in case the user go off the script. So I just say pay again. Where's the payment amount? I'm going to say 100. Whoops. And it goes off to the back-end banking applications and transactions to execute the transaction. All right. So what you see here is basically from the messaging application to the bot platform, and from the bot platform goes to the back-end banking information and returns the data. Another thing that I can do, and this is one of the interesting differentiators for our ChatBot platform, is ability to deliver a rich UI. So let's say I want to say I want to dispute a transaction. Okay, and tap on link to proceed. Now, typically when you need to dispute a banking transaction, there are a few information you need to fill out. And to fill that out in a typical question and answer format that bot typically, user interface typically support, is not optimal. So we have a concept of what's called instant apps. Instant app allows you to create these mini application, mini forms, or these could even be used to capture pictures, import images, and so forth. In this case, it's a banking transaction dispute form. Now, typically, actually, with dispute, you may even want to allow the user to be able to sign as an electronic signature to verify that this is indeed a false transaction. So I can just go ahead and submit the dispute. I can enter in additional information I needed, and so forth, and then the dispute is filed. Now, another demo I want to show just very quickly is an example of an employee application or an employee bot. So this is a procurement bot. So imagine you can actually just interact with a chatbot to do your procurement rather than logging into your procurement application. So to see how it works, I can just give it a greeting. So this is a common best practice for bot. And again, this is something that we can help you with to establish best practices. One of the best practices is to be able to recognize these little small talks and then be able to provide guideposts on what to ask. It asked me, do I need to purchase item for work? I say yes. I can say I need to purchase a laptop. Okay. Now, one of the great things is then you can connect with the backend services to recommend a laptop. So let's say, yes, I'm interested in you recommending a laptop based on my job role. And one of the bot thing that it can also integrate with is the backend applications to do some analysis of what your peers have purchased. All right, so you can see a breakdown of what your colleagues have purchased from a different laptop perspective. I can look at more detail. Yeah, this Lenovo Yoga looks pretty cool. I can get more details. It gives me a description of the laptop. So I say, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. No more details on these laptops. Did I make a choice? Yes. So again, this is a very natural user interface. It gives me the guidepost on how to complete my purchasing of a new laptop. I pick Lenovo Yoga. Great choice. Will I like to create a requisition for you? Yes, of course. And at this point, it actually connects to our backend ERP cloud to create a requisition for this Lenovo laptop for you. So you can imagine, you can see this is basically how an employee digital assistant will work, is that you'll be able to complete your purchasing transactions. And maybe another example is employee services. Again, I can interact with the bot, say hi, and we'll just start over. And it greets me, how can I help you today? And I can say, well, let's say, I don't know what to ask. So I'll just say, ask for help. And great thing is once I say help, it's able to give me a lot of hints on what I can do with this bot. So I can show my profile. And at this point, the bot is, again, connecting through our ChatBot platform, Oracle Mobile Cloud, and to the backend HCM application to pull back the data. At this point, I can make a phone call. I can also update the profile. Another thing I can do is I can say, connect to my company's talent management system and say, show my goals. And I'm missing an S there, but see, it's able to recognize it correctly. Again, it's part of the artificial intelligence where you don't have to ask the question or pose the question the exact way. We'll be able to recognize recognize the intent correctly based on your training. So let's say I look at my go for development team. Okay, the development team is 70% completed. Another thing I can interact with this HCM bot is I can ask, when is my next meeting? And sees that my next meeting is at 3:30. Let's say I'm curious, who are the attendees? Okay. And this can also tell me a list of attendees. And the great thing is I can drill this into further is who is Betty Anderson. I just have someone that I didn't recognize, ask who it is, and it tells me who Betty Anderson is. Then would I like to call Betty Anderson? Say no, and that's it. And another thing that I can do is I can also ask, how is the weather? Let's say I'm traveling to London, so I want to find out. So again, a bot can do is through our ChatBot platform, connect with the weather service and tells me what the weather is like. Overcast, 46 degrees, a little bit chilly, but hey, that's London for you. Okay, well, now we're done with the demo and you see how ChatBot actually works in action. Let's look at how everything actually works together. All right, so the first part of how ChatBot works is the platform needs to connect to the messaging application or messaging channel. So we do that through a channel configurator. So it's a common user interface that allows you to configure connecting into any type of chat platform, whether it's Facebook Messenger, which I just shown, or Microsoft Teams, or Slack, or even voice assistants such as Alexa, Siri, which is an Apple native application, or even Google Home. The second part of the platform is what we call dialog flow execution. So what dialog flow execution does is, first of all, it lets you design a chatbot dialog flow. The second part is to actually run that dialog flow. And I'll kind of explain using a demo what dialog flow design actually means. But for now, just remember, it's a bit like a series of bus stops, whereas each of the steps of the dialog essentially is a bus stop. The third part is enterprise data integration. Very important because it allows the chatbot to interact with the backend services, such as SaaS applications, Oracle e-business applications, JD Edwards applications, and so forth, and then bring these data back to the chatbot. And also in the process, injecting more advanced user interface to be able to display these data through the messaging interface. The fourth one is what we call a conversational AI engine. So this is the AI engine that has machine learning capabilities that support parsing of the user input and allow us to detect user intent, take the sentence apart, and so forth, everything that we just went through from the demo. And what we're working on as part of the complete platform is what we call Conversational Al Platform, which will consist of a natural language understanding, or NLU, be able to understand user natural languages and parse it and understand user intent. Cognitive services that can recognize images and recognize a picture they may be uploading to the platform and be able to make suggestions based on these pictures. And dialogue and context, basically the ability to keep a dialogue and a state with each of the stage of the dialogue, as well as the ability to connect to knowledge services. So a lot of the application, for example, Service Cloud has knowledge services. Part of the key conversational AI platform capability is to be able to tap into these knowledge services and then be able to extract those and make that available for the bots user to consume. And from a tooling standpoint, we have a very rich set of tools to allow you to very quickly build these bots, and I'm going to go through it shortly in a demo. And on top of that, we provide a very rich set of insight services that allows you to see how a user is using the bot. Again, whether the bot is having trouble understanding certain type of questions, understanding the user background, and how to match user intent with the failures and successes, and what is it resolved to. Whether it's performing, what are the operations, and so forth. As well as the what we call pathing, basically the ability to see whether a conversation went from A to B to C, or it went through always skip B to C. And this way allows us to optimize mobile and bot user experiences. And then on top of that, we're working with different teams, and this is where partners you comes in and can help us, is to be able to develop these domain-specific chatbot. Whether it's for financial, whether it's for utilities, retail, HCM, higher education, there are a lot of these specialized bots that we need partner you to help us to deliver, build, and then delivers to these vertical customers. We really believe that chatbot is a highly personalized experiences for the end user. So to be able to verticalize it and specialize it is going to be extremely critical. Now you have seen how bot works. Let's look at how you build your own bot. Okay, let's look at the bots page. So in this is the environment, the bot builder environment, and bot builder environment shows me a number of bots that's already being built. So let's look at one of the bot that's been built to look at how a bot is actually is being developed. So the first thing that you need to define for a bot is what the functionality for the bot. What do you want the bot to do, right? So in bots lingo, it's intent. So what do you want what is the user intent to do? So for a banking bot, which I demoed earlier, there are a few key functionality. For example, allow users to check balances, dispute transactions, send money, track spending, check transaction, and make transaction, and so forth. Now, the way that you train bots to recognize intent is by entering a set of examples, what we call utterances. So examples are basically the different ways the user may ask the question. So for balances, maybe asking, do I have enough money? How much money do I have? Tell me my balance and what do I owe? Now, typically, you only need to enter 10 or 15 of these examples, right? And what bot is able to do is, based on these examples, to make a guess at what user is asking, right? So let's see how it works. So this is a bot builder tester. I click on display. I can see what is my, let's say I ask the same question, what is my balance? Okay, it's able to see, okay, checking. So this is exactly the same flow that you've seen earlier. With this intent tester, what you can do is you can type in the same thing, what is my balance? And what it's going to show you is how bot is resolving the intent, what the user is actually asking. So this is pretty straightforward. This actually maps to one of the examples that I entered. So it's 100% confident that this is the user intent. So what if I play a curveball a little bit and I have a little typo in here. So how much money do I have? Notice the typo. And still able to resolve the intent correctly, but it's not 100% certain because there's a typo. But this shows you the AI engine behind the scenes, and how we're able to basically take a limited set of examples or utterances and make a best guess, a little fuzzy logic going on, of what user intends to ask. And you can look at some of the other intents and how we're able to just enter a limited number of these utterances or examples to be able to train the bot. Now, if you do get into a situation where you test the bot and it returns incorrectly, you can always add an example. Okay, so that's the first part, is you define the user intent and then enter in a set of examples. Okay. When you train the bot, there are actually a couple of training mechanisms that you can use. Typically, for development purposes, we would recommend you to start with what we call a linguistic-based model. Basically, look at the frequency of words and patterns and be able to resolve based on that way. When you go live, we recommend you to use Trainer TM as a machine learning, much more advanced natural language processing engine that can do much better and accurate resolution of the user intent, especially you have a large number of intent and a large number of examples. Right? The next step for bot to understand to train a bot is by defining what we call entities. So the best way to think of entities is, as you take apart a sentence, right? So with this example, what is my balance in checking? All right, this is an example. Checking is the account type. As a user, specify the account type. So I want to be able to extract that information out and send it as a query. Think of it like in SQL, this is like a where clause, to the backend application to ask what the user balances are. And in this case, one of the entities I want to extract from the question that user may ask for a banking bot is account type. And if you want to do transactions, you may also need to define what recognize what the transaction to account, right? Transaction into certain account. Or if I'm asking for how much I spent in gas or food, I also need to be able to define and extract out gas and food as entities. So these are all created and tracked in this entities screen. Right? And there are also a number of system entities we'll automatically be able to recognize, such as addresses, currency, date, and so forth. And the way it works is, as you can see, what is my balance in checking? Once we recognize that that's the entity we need to extract, we'll automatically take that out and then understand and then display the value here. So in the tester, you can see that indeed, by defining account type entity, we're able to extract, and defining the values for account type, we're able to extract out that value accurately. The third part in designing the conversation flow is through a conversation designer. And then in a conversation designer, again, the best way to think of a conversation is a series of I like to describe it as a series of bus stops, right? So each stop is basically a stage in how ChatBot is conversing with a human being. Each of those stages holds some state, right? So for example, if a user already is asking, what is my balance? The next question we need to clarify is the account type. What if a user already said, what is my balance in checking? That checking is automatically extracted out through the entity extraction process, and then that can be used as part of the state for that conversation flow to move to the next state, right? And you could see that here is a series of states that a conversation goes through. The top of the conversation typically is a intent resolution. There's a set of variables that you'll be able to define, resolving intent, and then follow that by a series of states. And these, again, series of states are like bus stops that it would just go down from top down. Now, the format for the bot flow is in what we call YAML, yet another XML language. So it's a common language, so most of you should be able to understand that. Okay. Once you now able to design the conversation, the next question is, how does the conversation invoke integration with the backend? So that's done through what we call custom component. And custom component, best way to think of it is just a series of modules written in Node.js. So again, this is written in Node.js, so most of you know JavaScript, you know how to code in bot. This is probably the more difficult part of developing a bot, because this defines the interface between the bot platform and the client backend. So there are a number of these custom components that we call a number of APIs that implements, for example, mobile bill pay, charge account, and so forth. So this is all defined through here. The APIs are actually stored in the mobile cloud part of the service. It's available as part of the API catalog. We'll provide SDKs for developing custom component. Okay, now you're able to, now we went through intent definition, entity extraction, design the conversation. We talked about how the conversation call custom component to get the backend data to the mobile user, to the bot user. Now the last leg is, how does the bot actually communicate with the chat client? So this is where we have channel configurator. So for example, in order to communicate with Facebook, there are a number of page access token, app secret. These are Facebook-specific parameters that you need to provide in order for the bot to communicate with the Facebook platform. We also support web client, and web client, the information is much easier. You just need to provide an app ID and app token for that to communicate with the web channel. Web channel meaning that, just imagine on web page, you have a little icon you can click on that shows a web chat window that you can use for chatting. All right, so this is the way we abstract allowed a single bot to be supported by multiple channels or messaging application. So you don't have to develop one bot for Facebook, one bot for Slack, one bot for WhatsApp and WeChat. There's a single bot that you define, and then through the channel configurator, you define how the bot platform communicates with these messaging applications. Okay, that's the bot builder demo. Now let's go back to the slides and look at some customer use cases. There are a few business-to-consumer customer use cases. In finance, insurance, in retail, utilities, and transportation. Finance, basically online banking through ChatBot. Insurance, claims processing. Someone just goes into a messaging application and file a claim. Retail, somebody has a question on how do I return an order and so forth. Well, you can create a bot for that. Utilities, allow utility company to service their customer by creating a bot. Bot can help answer payment questions, billing questions, or even report outage. And also transportation, of course. And we will see as a recurring theme for business-to-consumer use cases, the #1 use case there is contact center automation. So partners, if you've seen If you have a customer that have contact center, then that's an opportunity for ChatBot to automate some of the chat agents or live agent with ChatBot. The second part is scenario around business to employees. And with business to employees, what we typically see is a scenario where user wants to have a single point or single bot to be able to access a variety of enterprise application services, such as employee self-service, expenses, time management, sales information, and so forth. So one of the key issues for enterprise application adoption is the difficulty in finding the information that people need, as well as finding the actual functionality that the enterprise user needs to execute in their application. A single bot or a digital assistant will be able to take care of all that by allowing a user to answer, ask a question, then automatically direct the reply to the appropriate bot. So let's look at what's available in the ChatBot platform today and what's coming down the pipeline. So what is generally available today is the first bot platform, version 1.0. The ability to create transactional bot, meaning that you can create and interact with bot to execute transactions such as banking transactions, personnel transactions, and so forth. We support multiple languages, as well as multiple channels. And out of the box, we deliver a web SDK, so meaning that you could easily include a chat client in your web application. Mobile SDK, so you can embed a chat client in your native mobile applications, Facebook Messenger, as well as a general interface called webhook. So if you need to interact and integrate with Slack, for example, you can use webhook to interact with that channel, or voice assistant that's also interacted or integrated through the webhook interface. Now, also for partners, we have the great news is I think a lot of you already are using it. We have a virtual machine or Docker image for development testing purposes just for our partner. So it not only have the GA services, but also has a few preview services such as question and answer bot services, human agent integration with, for example, Service Cloud agent, composite entities, which are more advanced ways of creating a complex entities. CRC component, these are more complex user interface that you can interject into the, your chat client as a user interface, as well as dialog flow quick starts. We want to help you to build a more powerful dialog flow. Okay, let's look at some bot roadmap in more detail. So over the next 1 or 2 months, the big news is going to be autonomous PaaS, and we're going to have an autonomous mobile cloud to be a part of that. As part of that, we're going to deliver Q&A capabilities, which allows you to import a CSV file or JSON file with a list of question and answers. Will automatically generate the artifacts for you. So end user just come in, ask the question, and we'll provide the answer through the bot. We're also going to provide a Q&A and transactional bot integration. The other big capability in autonomous mobile is human agent to bot integration. So what we can do is we can seamlessly hand off a conversation that started with the bot to a live human, and live human will be able to see all the conversational history. So if a bot gets into trouble, is not able to properly understand user intent, the user can always go to a bot, to an agent, and the agent will be able to pick up the conversation, look at the entire history. The end user will know whether they're talking to a bot or agent. Well, they may know, but they're all coming through the same chat client interface. Okay. And next thing is GDPR compliance. That's a big European Union standard and certification compliance that we are going to meet in the next 1 or 2 months. In the next 3 or 6 months, we're going to plan to add a lot more enhancement around Q&A feature, such as PDF injection, integration with a knowledge framework, so we'll be able to integrate and connect to a knowledge base, and then ingesting information into the Q&A. So again, automatically, user will be able to ask a question, behind the scenes is actually talking to a knowledge base to provide the answer. We're also going to provide a lot of the bots insight capability. So we have some basic bots insight capability today, but we're going to provide a lot more capabilities around analyzing how user is actually interacting with the bot, the intent analysis, entity extraction analysis, and so forth. Also create some, add some enhancement to conversation designer, a graphical conversational designer. We're going to provide better support for East Asian languages through the native language packs for Chinese, for Japanese, and so forth. We're also going to add a number of infrastructure enhancements as well as support for cloud at customer. And over the 6 to 12 months, we're going to add quite a bit of new feature around natural language processing. Right, so be able to much better handle multiple intents, complex entity recognition, dynamic entities, and also sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis means that through the conversation, we will be able to detect whether the user is happy, not happy, what their emotions are when interacting with bots. And we're also going to add a lot more language support through what we call a language plugin framework. And a language plugin framework will allow you to create these special language packs to provide top-notch language support for whatever language or specialized language that needs to be supported through the chatbot. All right, so let's look at some of the competitive and Oracle differentiations for our mobile and bot platform. I think this is the slide that I like the best, right? It's because we're now being recognized as a leader by all the major analyst firms, whether it's Forrester, whether it's Gartner, whether it's Ovum. And what's remarkable is if you look at all these vendors on these comparisons and analysis, almost all of these vendors have been around the market for 5 or 10 years. Right? Our platform has been around only for 2 or 3 years, and we're already the leader. We have a top-notch development team that are dedicated to develop top-notch features. And of course, we have great partners to help build and spread the mobile implementation to our customers. And that's why we're able to achieve the leadership position. So I also want to take an opportunity to thank all of you for helping us to achieve the leadership position. Now let's look at quickly what are the mobile application platform competitive landscape. This first group is really a application vendors with a mobile application development platform, such as Salesforce, SAP. We actually don't see them a lot in our competitive deals. They tend to be focused on just that application install base. The second group is where we see quite a bit, which is platform as a service vendors with mobile application development platform. Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, Google, and so forth. The third one is what we call a specialized PaaS vendors with mobile application development platforms, such as Coney, OutSystem. They tend to focus on just a mobile in specific area. They don't really provide a complete platform as a service offerings such as Oracle or some of the other ones. And there's a dwindling MBAS specialized vendor, dwindling because they're either being bought up or they go out of business. Right? So the main competitor that we're seeing today in the market is mostly with the PaaS vendors with mobile application development platform. So what are some of our key differentiators? First is we have all-in-one platform. So there's no other vendor that has the same number of capabilities that are pre-integrated for one single price. All of the other competitors give you a laundry list of the price list, and oh, you need to buy this, you need to buy that to get push notification, you need to buy this to get enterprise integration, you need to buy this for chatbot. For us, it's one price, everything is integrated. This helps you to simplify the development and accelerate the time to market. The second part is also our strength is because we're Oracle, we have all of the SaaS applications and enterprise applications such as EBS and JD Edwards and Siebel. So we're able to provide a seamless integration of these applications. So while all the other vendors have difficulties in integrating and getting data out of our applications, we have easy, seamless integration with these APIs out of the box. The third part is that we deliver low-code application development tools that makes development easier. So for example, the Visual Builder Cloud Service and so forth, and also the intelligent bot platform that I just demonstrated. And I won't go through all of the key features, but as you can see, there's a number of differentiators for the mobile platform against all our competitors. Now, if you want to see this in more detail, all of you have access to Sales Central. Sales Central is the portal where we keep all of the sales-related information, go-to-market information, and competitive information. So there's a very thorough comparative report that you can see from the Sales Central. As far as the Oracle bot, which is another area that we have a competitive edge, is that we think and here is the 5-second reply, what do we do best against our competitor? We think we offer the most complete yet easiest to use enterprise chatbot application development available today. So with our platform, you can build smarter, richer, and chatbot faster at less cost. Again, it's all integrated and complete platform. There's a few key areas that really, again, look at our comparative report and you can get the details. But there are 4 areas where we differentiate. We have very strong and competitive intent and entity recognition. As a matter of fact, an independent vendor did a comparison of us against other vendors in terms of comparing entity recognition as well as intent recognition, and we came out on top. We also have top-notch dialogue design, both in terms of the tooling of helping to design a dialogue and the ease of it, but also we have a lot of experiences, and we have the workshops, we have the team that can help the customer to go down a right path and deliver a top-notch dialogue. So again, as a partner, you can leverage all of our experiences to deliver top-notch dialogue experiences for chatbot. We also have the best-in-class multimedia responses, right? So the chat client doesn't have to be a boring, okay, here's a question, here's an answer. You can use a lot of the user interface rich component, such as instant apps, to jazz up your user experience. Or just take over some of the, for example, chatbot isn't really good at filling out forms. But with instant apps, you can deliver a form and user can very quickly use this little instant app to provide an answer, as you see in the demo. And the last thing is that we have a end-to-end bots development platform. So everything is integrated. So a lot of our competitors, does channel one way and have a AI engine that's completely different and disjointed from the backend integration. Everything from our platform, as we went through the bot builder, is integrated. And here are some of the key competitor landscape for the bot. And most of the competitors that we're seeing are around our cloud platform vendors, such as Amazon, Google, Microsoft, IBM, to some less extent Salesforce. Now, there are these social messaging platform vendors. They're both our partner and to some degree competitor. But in general, what you'll see from a competitor standpoint are IBM, Microsoft, and Amazon. Again, the details for all these feature differentiations can be reviewed from the competitive analysis report from the Sales Central that you'll have access to. Okay, here are some of the other areas where we do really well in terms of Q&A service, bot insight, and agent handoff, and things like that. Let's look at some of the customers and how they're actually using the mobile and chatbot platform. First one is a large customer, a utilities customer based in the East Coast. It's called Exelon. Exelon actually is a parent company for multiple electrical companies, utility companies in the East Coast. So it includes, for example, Baltimore Gas Electric and Con Edison, some of the big names that manage millions and millions of users in the East Coast. What they want to do is they want to create an omni-channel customer experience. So through mobile applications, they want to allow their customer to be able to check billing and also report outages. Imagine East Coast storm comes through, your phones are down, everything is down, but your mobile app is still up, chances are, and you'll be able to get outage status, report it, and then see when you'll get your electricity turned back on. What they have recently added is ChatBot to do that as well. Through a variety of client, a customer can submit a outage report, check for outage status, and so forth, all without even needing to download a mobile application. The other customer is a large specialized bike manufacturer based in the Midwest called Trek Bike. So what they have done is they want to modernize their dealer network. They want to enable their dealer to very quickly file claims. So they use Oracle Mobile Cloud to build a mobile application that allows their dealers to very quickly interact with the back-end JD Edwards application and services and report warranty claim services and be able to process that all through the JD Edwards application. However, this is all done from a mobile application. So imagine you're a bike shop out in the middle of nowhere. You're supporting these bicyclists to process warranty claim. They'll be able to use mobile application to be able to do that. Another example is one of the largest airport, Dubai Airport. And what they want to do is they want to modernize their employee engagement. So they have implemented Oracle HCM Cloud, but they're not happy with the mobile application from the HCM Cloud. So they have used Oracle Mobile Cloud to develop a mobile application that quickly support their employees to be able to interact with HCM applications from their mobile devices. Another one is a customer based in UK. So UK, Turning Point is a charity. And what they do is they support people suffering from drug and alcohol misuse, right? And what they do is they provide advice and guidance on medications. They allow the customers to, their client to register. So they have built a bot to be able to allow their customer, again, without using a mobile application, just through a natural language user interface through ChatBot, to be able to register themselves, to be able to book appointments, to get appointment build, reminder, and so forth. Another one is, and as a matter of fact, this is the very first Oracle chatbot customer, University of Adelaide. So what they have done is they create a chatbot. They actually literally built it in 2 weeks. Again, this is built, by the way, most of these examples I've shown you are done and built by our esteemed partners. And what they were able to do, they were able to build the bot in 2 weeks. And what the bot does is what we call a student guidance bot. It allows the student to check for a academic score. In Australia, there's an academic score called ATAR. And that ATAR score indicates whether a student is able to get into university or not, and so forth. Now, before it was all manual. People have to call in. Last year, the wait time before bot went live was about 40 minutes. Imagine a student calling in 40 minutes just to try to find out their adjusted ATAR score. This year, with the implementation of Oracle Chatbot, the call time went down to 1.5 minutes. It's amazing results. And the number of calls went down by 50%. Another one, it's a very large electrical appliance company in India. Very good reputation, called Bajaj Electricals. And what they have done is they use Oracle Chatbot platform to build a consumer customer support bot. So if you go to the Bajaj Electricals homepage, you will see a chatbot called Patty. And Patty is going to be able to help you to provide customer support for their electrical appliances, do demos and show demos and so forth. Again, this is built using Oracle Chatbot platform. And the last one is an event bot. So there's a emerging requirement around what we call a digital concierge, right? So this is Heineken New Zealand. They created use Oracle Chatbot platform to create an event bot that allows the participant of the event to enter to win awards, to find location of the bars, and be able to search event schedules and get details on DJs, for example. So let's look at, now we're seeing all of the customers and some of the customer examples that we have with Oracle Mobile and Chatbot. Let's look at some of the resources that we make available to you. Here are some of the key product links. Oracle.com/bots and Oracle.com/mobile. These are general information you can pass to your customer, get a general understanding of the Oracle Chatbot and mobile platform. From product information, documentation, forum links, the ability to request a trial is in cloud.oracle.com/mobile. And also another key product link is in Sales Central. So again, you'll be able to get it from your partner resources to get to Sales Central to be able to look up all the key go-to-market information, such as the competitive report that I've just went through with you. A key question is, I hope you're all excited with a chatbot and mobile and where we're going with this. So if you want to get started, there are a few resources that can help you to go from 0 to 60 to become an implementation expert. The first one is that we have a set of very rich technical overview videos on YouTube. It's under the Oracle mobile platform, all one-word channel. Once you've gone through these videos, you'll get a very good idea of how to develop a chatbot, what does chatbot do, what are the technology behind it. Then you can get your development environment through either cloud.oracle.com/tryit, or we'll provide a VM, and I'll go through how we provide that. The third part is once you have the development environment, you can try some tutorials. With our product documentation, we have a number of very good tutorials that you can try. And then next step, if you really want to get into the teeth of how to develop a mobile and chatbot, we have a number of hands-on training options for you. So first of all, we're doing essentially a around-the-world tour, maybe. It's maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but we are doing a number of these training sessions hosted by product management in a city near you. So for example, each summer in EMEA, in Europe, there's a very rich partner community that has a summer camp. Every year there's a mobile and chatbot track that you can learn mobile and chatbot in it. So we're going to host those. However, we also are hosting a MOOC training, or massive online open course training. So if you go to the link here on the screen, www.oracle.com/go/chatbot, you'll get the latest information on how to attend MOOC. So we have been conducting a few of these MOOC sessions already, and we're planning to conduct more. Now, as you get basics of developing a chatbot, you want to learn more about advanced topics. How does intent resolution really works? How do we integrate with SMS channels? How to deploy successfully in Oracle Mobile Cloud, in the Oracle Cloud environment? We have a number of very advanced, useful technical articles published in blog.oracle.com/mobile under Tech Exchange. So definitely check these articles out once you have the basics done. And of course, we have certification exams to become mobile and bot specialist. The other aspect that we're helping you is help you to identify bot use cases and drive out bot design. Right? So this is a relatively new area. Your customer may not be fully aware of the different use cases that bot may be able to do, or design a conversation. So we have materials that guides you and your customer through a series of steps to, number one, from the chatbot roundtable, to be able to drive out and identify bot use cases. This is typically done in a one-to-many format, so many customers may come to an event, and essentially it's a little bit like demand generation, but the outcome of that is a set of use cases. The second one is what we call a conversation design workshop. The conversation design workshop is a bot design workshop. It's one-to-one and designed to kick off chatbot POCs. So again, we walk you through who are the key users, who are the key stakeholders, what are the different steps in the conversation, and then through the workshop, very guided format, we'll be able to drive out a pretty good bot design or conversation design, and then you as a partner can then take that outcome and then start to work on a POC, rather than working on a blank sheet of paper. Both of these targets line of business users. Okay, so these are really business user friendly. Encourage them to really think about the use cases and how to design the best conversation experience possible for the chatbots. All right, so how do we stay in touch? Well, we have a group on Slack for Oracle Intelligent Bot Partners. So once you're trained, we'll invite you to participate in a bot partner Slack group. This group is monitored and moderated by Oracle Product Management and also technical team. So for sure you can get direct access to get your question answered. You can raise your technical questions, you can report issues, get best practices, and even in a pinch you have some emergency, you can directly reach out to us. We're here for you to help you to implement our solution. And also this is a place where we deliver and announces previews. So new version of virtual machine that has features, how do you use these features, so forth. These are all announced from the Oracle Intelligent Bot Partner Slack group. For more information, you can go online, cloud.oracle.com/mobile. Happy selling, and we're here to support you. Goodbye for now.